Had been begging her to be with him for the past 10 years. I want to something with Angela Simmons. I'm talking about every single place he would go. He would be like, y'all know who I want. Y'all know who my dream girl is.
Too many things are going this way. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that. Even down to my travel, I'm like, ooh, if it's like off, that flight ain't for me, or this ain't for me. Like,
It's wild how fast things flip. Just a few months ago, Yo Gotti and Angela Simmons looked like the definition of bossed up love. Private jets, matching fits, family events, the whole fantasy. They had that dream couple energy, the hustler and the heiress finally finding balance. But now, that fairy tale just cracked clean in half, and Gotti's right in the middle of the mess.
You know, so then that was kind of like a hold up. You know what I'm saying? What was going on here? And
did that make you want to be a rapper more, or make you want to make more money to get it back?
Nah.
All because GloRilla decided to move in silence and let the internet connect the dots for her. She didn't have to say a single word. One photo, one live, one flawless new look, and the timeline turned into chaos.
All right. Like, I really think men can't help themselves with cheating. I really think they can love you and cheat, though.
Do you feel like there are no faithful men left?
The ones I like, none.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, GloRilla, a.k.a. Big Glo, and I'm here to give y'all some dating advice. First of all, if they ain't treating you like royalty, tell them next. Second of all, let them chase you. If they not running, you not winning. And here's a pro tip. Join Tinder Youth and start matching to help your college win a free concert with me. And gonna go all in, sending likes and notes because we could get choosy. The college that goes the hardest will get the W, and hey, you might just find your next partner. Let's get them. Let's go.
The streets are convinced that Gotti upgraded from public romance to secret sponsorship. And just like that, Angela vanished. No breakup post, no subliminals, not even a pity double tap. Sis didn't just unfollow him. She ghosted him like he never existed.
No. I'm not with him.
No.
Oh. Yeah. Not by choice, but, I respect him.
And rapper turned music mogul Yo Gotti have quietly gone their separate ways, Brad. They say Angela felt like, honey, she was putting in more effort than she was getting back, honey. Now, they're saying Yo Gotti's schedule was nonstop, studios, business, appearances, and she started y'all feeling like she wasn't a priority. And when a woman don't feel
It's like their whole love story got wiped off her grid overnight. Now the rumor mill is in overdrive. Fans are calling it the Glo effect. They're saying Angela caught on to something behind the scenes, something that wasn't just business, and instead of making noise, she walked away quietly. Because if there's one thing about Angela Simmons, it's that she knows how to bow out gracefully when the vibe shifts. But let's rewind for a second because this plot's been brewing for a long time. Yo Gotti has been obsessed with Angela for years. He said her name in tracks, manifested her like she was a goal on his vision board. When she finally gave him a chance, he went all in. Jewelry, trips, luxury, everything. He made sure everybody saw that the man who used to rap about her was now living that dream. For a while, it looked picture perfect. Then one day, everything went silent. No couple photos, no birthday shout-outs, no cryptic love is patient captions, just nothing. And if you know how Angela moves, that silence means something. She doesn't do messy endings, she does clean erasures. It's how she reclaims control. Meanwhile, Gotti, acting like nothing happened, posting studio pics, flashing smiles, moving like he didn't just lose the woman he spent years chasing. But the timing of everything made fans suspicious because right when Angela disappeared, GloRilla appeared, glowing, icy, and moving like she just hit another level. And this isn't some random coincidence. Ever since Glo signed to CMG, Gotti's been treating her like label royalty. The jets, the red carpets, the expensive looks, she's front and center every time. And lately, the chemistry's been loud, too loud. People are saying he's not just her mentor anymore, that there's an unspoken bond, a connection you can see even when they're not touching. It's the looks they share on stage, the inside jokes on lives, the way he praises her like she's the whole brand. And the internet noticed that switch up real quick. When he was with Angela, everything looked serious. Luxury, structure, partnership. But with Glo, it's carefree, fun, loud, like he's feeding off her energy. So naturally, the fans put two and two together. They're calling Glo the new it girl of Gotti's world. Not just his artist, but his muse. And Angela, she's out of sight and out of captions. Some even say she dipped because she found out about the dynamic before the rest of us did. The silence on both ends is what's making this story explode. Gotti hasn't denied anything, Glo hasn't clarified a thing, and Angela's acting like the last year never happened. But the timeline is writing its own narrative. That Gotti might have fumbled the woman he prayed for, just to chase the woman he created. And let's be honest, that narrative fits too well. GloRilla's entire image right now is elevated. Expensive, confident, untouchable. She's glowing like she's living in the soft life Angela used to flex. The subtle rebrand, the polished looks, the high-end touches, fans are calling it Gotti's upgrade package. Still, nobody knows where the truth ends and the flex begins. Because what's really shaking people is that Angela didn't say a word. She didn't defend herself, didn't deny the whispers. She just vanished. And when a woman like Angela Simmons goes quiet, it's never for no reason. It's a silence that says everything. She's done explaining. What makes this even crazier is that Angela and Glo have completely opposite energies. Angela's all about elegance and legacy. Glo's about confidence and chaos. Angela built her image around class and calm. Glo's thriving off energy and dominance. So seeing Gotti shift from one to the other overnight, that's not just a breakup, it's a whole rebrand. And now, people are saying this isn't heartbreak, it's strategy. That Gotti saw his label's rising star outshining the brand and decided to pivot. Because let's face it, ever since GloRilla popped, CMG's spotlight shifted, and Gotti made sure he was right beside her every step of the way. Fans are split down the middle. Some are dragging him for playing sponsor and making Angela look like a stepping stone. Others are calling it a power move, saying Gotti knows how to keep his name trending without saying a word. But whatever side you're on, one thing's clear. The energy around him has changed. He's not the quiet mogul anymore. He's moving like the story itself is part of his rollout. And the biggest question left hanging? Whether GloRilla really confirmed what everyone's whispering, that she's more than just a CMG artist. Because if she did, even subtly, it explains everything. The sudden distance, the silence, the glow up. Angela walked out of that storyline like a woman who knows her worth. And Gotti? He might have just walked himself into a whole new kind of spotlight, the kind you can't control once the internet gets hold of it. When the glow up became undeniable, that's when things really started to shift. You could see it. GloRilla went from hungry newcomer to full-blown boss energy overnight. Her aura changed, her confidence skyrocketed, and her whole image leveled up. Suddenly, she wasn't just the face of CMG. She was CMG, and people noticed that the man behind her rise was the same one Angela Simmons just unfollowed. It's like Gotti switched roles overnight too, from doting boyfriend to all business mogul. But the lines started blurring fast. The gifts, the trips, the photo ops, none of it looked like a standard label situation anymore. It looked personal, real personal. Every time Glo popped out, Gotti was right there, hovering close but casual, the kind of presence that says, I run this, without ever needing to say a word. Meanwhile, Angela was out here looking like she'd seen it all before. That quiet distance wasn't a coincidence. It was a choice. No subtweets, no sad girl era, just straight detachment. Her feed turned minimalist, her captions started sounding like self-therapy, and every post felt like a message in disguise. The woman who used to post matching designer fits with Gotti was now giving solo soft life. Peace, patience, and no explanation. And that's what made people suspicious. Because around the same time Angela went ghost, Glo popped out with a brand new face card. Literally. The hair, the outfits, the aura, all upgraded like someone had handed her the luxury starter pack. Fans started calling it the Gotti effect, and the label wasn't even hiding it. Glo was getting the kind of push that most artists only dream about. Bigger stages, better styling, and more attention than anyone else on the roster. Now, the rumors went from playful whispers to full-blown theories. Some fans swore this wasn't just a coincidence. They said Angela dipped because she found out she wasn't the only one getting the special treatment. Others said she was just tired of being in a relationship where she had to play second to the music. But the talk got louder when a few sources close to Angela started leaking details. Apparently, behind that polished exterior, Angela had been done for a minute. She was putting in all the emotional effort, the loyalty, the support, the showing up, while Gotti was too busy playing boss of the year. She wanted partnership. He was chasing performance. Word is, the energy had been off for months before the unfollow. What finally broke her? Seeing her man pour all that attention into another woman's spotlight. And not just any woman. One who's now glowing like the future of his entire brand. It's one thing to share a man with his hustle, but it's another to feel like his hustle is another woman. Then came that live, the one where Glo was sitting pretty, laughing at comments, not saying much, but saying everything. Fans were dissecting every smirk, every side glance, every pause. Her energy was different, calm, unbothered, like she knew something the rest of us didn't. Some called it confidence, others called it confirmation. Either way, the internet went wild, and in the middle of that chaos, Gotti stayed silent. Not a word, not a denial, not a clarification. Just posting work, posting wins, acting like nothing was off. That silence became its own statement, because let's be real, if it wasn't true, he would have cleared it up by now. Instead, he's letting people talk. The industry started whispering too. Promoters, DJs, insiders, everybody had their own version of the story. Some said Gotti and Glo had business chemistry that blurred the lines. Others swore they'd been spotted too close for it to be strictly label moves. And as those stories piled up, Angela's silence started to look less like heartbreak and more like strategy. She wasn't crying in the dark, she was repositioning. You could see it in how she moved. She stopped chasing validation and started chasing peace. She showed up solo, looked happier, and the glow on her face, the real one, started coming back. The kind that doesn't come from filters or flexes, but from freedom. Still, the internet wasn't letting Gotti off that easy. Every post from him and Glo together gets flooded with comments. Where's Angela? You traded a queen for chaos. Is this business or pleasure? It's messy, but it's the kind of mess the culture eats up. Because it's not just about who's dating who, it's about the shift in power. Angela represented legacy and image. Glo represents energy and dominance. Gotti's transition from one to the other says everything about where his head's at. And that's what makes this whole saga sting. Angela didn't lose a man. She lost the illusion of what that man was supposed to be. The fantasy of the rapper who once begged for her attention, who finally got her and then fumbled it for the same kind of chaos he swore he'd outgrown. Meanwhile, GloRilla's out here playing it cool, walking like the main character in a story she didn't even have to write. She's not denying, not confirming, just thriving. And that silence, it's working. Because the less she says, the more people project. Every post, every new look, every flex is being read like a lyric. The streets are split again. Team Angela's saying she dodged a man who only loves the chase, not the commitment. Team Glo's saying she's the future, that she earned her spot fair and square. But in between those sides sits Gotti, the man who started this entire triangle with a verse and might end up being the only one who loses. Because right now, it's clear that Angela's peace and Glo's power are both trending. But Gotti's reputation, that's starting to crack under the weight of his own silence. By the time the dust started to settle, it was clear that this wasn't just another breakup. This was a power shift. Angela Simmons didn't just walk away from Yo Gotti. She walked away from the narrative he built around her. No drama, no interviews, no soft launch shade, just silence, the kind that cuts deeper than words ever could. And that's when the real talk started. People close to Angela said she was tired of being the muse, tired of watching her worth get reduced to a flex in someone else's storyline. She had been the dream girl, the lyrics, the status symbol, but she wanted partnership, not PR. So when Gotti started putting more energy into GloRilla's rise than their relationship, she clocked it early. She didn't argue, she observed, and when she was done, she dipped. Meanwhile, Gotti's empire was booming, but his image, crumbling. The same man who used to be praised for manifesting his dream girl was now being dragged for replacing her with his own artist. Fans were calling it the quickest downgrade in hip-hop history. Some said he traded elegance for attention. Others said it was karma, that you can't turn love into branding and expect it to last. GloRilla, on the other hand, was floating through the storm untouched. Every time she appeared online, she looked unbothered, radiant, and in control. No statements, no clarifications, just consistent confidence. She wasn't defending anything, because in her mind, she didn't need to. Her success was speaking louder than the gossip. But the timing couldn't be ignored. As Gotti's personal life fell apart, Glo's career started soaring. Every CMG rollout featured her front and center. Every show, every headline, Glo was the headline. It's like Gotti rebranded himself through her. What once looked like a label partnership now looked like a personal investment. The way he praised her, the access, the body language. It all screamed, this isn't just business. And that's exactly what made people turn on him. Because whether anything really happened between him and Glo or not, the perception was loud. Too loud. The internet decided that Gotti had blurred the lines, and once the timeline picks a side, there's no going back. Angela's quiet exit only made the contrast sharper. She wasn't competing, she was healing. While Gotti was popping out with his artists and pretending unbothered, Angela was rebuilding her peace, showing up at charity events, focusing on her brand, and posting soft, grounded content that radiated calm. No bitterness, no payback, just evolution. That's why people started to flip the script. At first, it looked like Angela lost. Now it looks like she escaped. She left the chaos before it could consume her. And in an industry where everyone performs their pain online, her silence became her power. But here's the part nobody expected. Gotti's silence stopped working. The same mysterious energy that once made him look powerful now made him look guilty. Every new clip with GloRilla got dissected like evidence. Every lyric, every interaction became part of a theory. He was used to controlling the narrative, but this time, the story was writing itself. And that's where the humiliation really hit. Not from Angela leaving, not from the rumors, but from the realization that his image was no longer his to control. He became the villain in a saga he started with his own obsession. The man who spent years manifesting a woman he couldn't keep, and the artist he lifted up now overshadowing him in every headline. Angela, though, she's in a whole new season. The same woman who once moved in the shadows of someone else's spotlight is now glowing on her own. She's showing that real power isn't in who you stand beside. It's in who you become after walking away. And if there's one thing the internet loves more than drama, it's a comeback. Angela's quiet strength turned into her biggest statement yet. She didn't need to expose Gotti. She didn't need to shade Glo. She just needed to remind everyone who she was before all this. A boss, a brand, a woman who built her own name before anyone attached it to theirs. Because in the end, all the flashy flexes and secret smirks fade. The only thing that lasts is reputation, and Angela just protected hers like a pro. Meanwhile, Gotti's still out here trying to convince everyone he's unbothered while the internet's already made up its mind. It's wild how fast the story flipped. The man who used to chase his dream girl is now the one being chased by the consequences. And GloRilla, she might have the spotlight for now. But Angela's got something stronger. Peace that can't be bought, borrowed, or branded. Because when the lights go down and the clout fades away, it's always the quiet ones who end up winning the loudest. Yo, if this whole saga taught us anything, it's that real glow-ups don't need sponsors. They need self-worth. Angela walked away with her dignity. Gotti's out here scrambling for control. And Glo? She's glowing for the world to see. But one thing's for sure. This triangle's far from over. So go ahead, sound off in the comments. Whose side are you on? Team Angela, Team Glo, or Team Let Karma handle it? Either way, this story's still writing itself.